Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a process video for day 11 of This I Know from Bythewell4God. This day is titled We Need Each Other, and I'm just pulling out my traveler's notebook and my card here for the day that I'm going to use for my title card. And the first thing I'm going to do, I have this piece that is a glassine envelope that I made into a little pocket. I'm going to make a folder to slide in that pocket so that I can write out a prayer and put it in there, and it'll be private that way. So I'm just measuring that glassine envelope. The other half is, in a previous page in the book. So I've just come to this section where I have a half of a pattern paper and I have this glassine envelope, and I'm going to use all of those pieces to make this page today. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking a digital paper that I got in the Bythewell4God shop, and I'm just cutting it down. I'm just kind of getting it where I want and measuring, and then I'm just going to trim it down so that it will fit inside that little glassine envelope up there. And to snip off a little bit. That didn't, I think my cutter needs a new blade. I'm not sure. It didn't cut very well. But anyway, just cleaning that up. And now I am trying to decide, like I said, I'm going to put a prayer in there so that it will stay kind of tucked away. And I'm going to decide how I want to put all of these elements so that they are kind of cohesive. So I'm pulling out a bunch of different things, and the first thing I like to do, or one of the first things, is get the Bible verses written out. So I'm pulling out some journaling cards and some different things to try to tie all these pages together. So I have this scrap of pattern paper that you can get to coordinate with the kit, and I'm going to put that down there. I'm just trying to lay things out in a way to kind of see how I like them. I've got one of those beautiful door images that came in the die cuts, another journaling card up here, and I'm just kind of positioning everything, getting an idea of how I want to put everything. I'm going to make that bottom striped piece into a pocket to hold my journaling cards. I'm just going to tuck those back in there. So here I'm just using my ATG gun to add some adhesive along the two sides and the bottom to make that pocket along the bottom of this page that will hold two of the journaling cards that will have the verses that are referenced in the kit. I've mentioned this before, but whenever I'm working in a traveler's notebook and not in my Bible, I like to write out all of the verses from the devotional kit, along with any other notes and prayers or whatever, but I just always like to make sure I have all of that written out. So here I'm just kind of getting an idea for things that I want to do. I'm making a tab punch using my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch for the little folder that's inside that glassine envelope. It just helps make it easier to kind of pull out. I have a little notch cut in there, but I went ahead and just added this little tab on the side. I'm just gluing that in there, sliding that together. And now I'm going to adhere this die cut, and I'm just putting glue on the bottom portion of it because it's sticking up over the edge of the paper, and the journaling cards will just slide back behind there. Excuse me. Now I am taking a distress ink. This is distress oxide ink, and I think it's wilted violet. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, and I'm just inking up the edge of one of these journaling cards. This is actually just a plain Project Life card, and it's just plain white. So I just added a little ink around the edge to kind of tie everything together. And now I'm pulling out some stickers. I want to try to add a little bit of something to these pages. So I picked out this beautiful floral, and I'm going to put that up at the top right corner just to bring some of those colors up there. And I'm trimming this journaling card down just ever so slightly so that you can see more of that floral sticker. I don't want to cut off too much of it, but just trimming it down so it fits a little better on my Traveler's Notebook pages. And I want to add a little something to the glassine. I love the way that this alcohol ink paper looks through that glassine envelope. I just think it looks really neat, but I'm going to end up adding a couple things just to dress it up a little bit. And then I added a little sticker from the kit onto that Project Life card just to give it a little bit more interest. And here I have, you can see my sticker sheet is almost empty, but I have this little key and it's the same color, so I'm just going to add that there at the bottom just to give a little bit more interest to that glassine envelope. So off camera here, I have written out the verses and I wrote my prayer inside this little envelope, and I'm just going to tuck that in the glassine envelope and then put my journaling cards there. So I have 3 different scriptures that I've written out and then the prayer that is inside that glassine envelope. And I'm trying to decide here if I want to use this journaling card for my title on this back page or on this front of this envelope. I didn't really like it on the glassine because I felt like it was competing too much with the title from the previous day. So I just am kind of pulling out a bunch of things that I have printed out from the digital printables that you get with the kit and also from the digital items that you can purchase. Just trying to figure out what I want to add. So I am going through all of my little stash. I'm kind of getting to the end of all of the things because I'm on day 11. So anyway, I have pulled out some stickers and some of those full washi strips and from the kit and everything. And now I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to put on this glassine envelope. And I think that I'm going to use one of these washi strips, but it's just not long enough. It's not quite long enough for that glassine envelope. So instead, I'm going to use the washi strip that came in the digital printables because I printed those on clear sticker paper. And so I'm just going to trim out this purple one. It's got like a purple and teal grid in it. And it's really, really subtle, but it looks, it's more obvious when you're in person. But anyway, I'm just cutting off the edge and I'm going to run that faux washi strip along the bottom of this glassine envelope and then trim off the excess. And then just to help that washi be just a little bit less frosted looking, it helps if you take a bone folder or something and just kind of burnish it into the paper or whatever. And again, I printed it on clear sticker paper and I'm putting that on a clear glassine envelope, so it's not incredibly obvious, but it's just a little subtle thing. And now I'm taking one of those doors that I printed from the digital printables that you get with the kit, and I printed those out on clear sticker paper as well. So I actually want this to show up on this envelope, so I put it on some white cardstock and now I'm just trimming around it, and that gives me an opaque back for that sticker. And then I'm just going to adhere that in that bottom right corner. I knew it would get lost if I just kept the clear sticker paper on top of there. And then I'm using this like a little title starter that comes in the digital set that you can buy that coordinates with the kit. I love these. I think this is such a great addition to the things that they offer. And I just use that same title just to kind of show that all of these pieces go with this same day, because this page is a little bit confusing with all of its moving parts. And then I took another one of the florals from the digital images and just stuck that in that top right corner on the back side of the glassine envelope, just to give a little bit of interest. I didn't want to do too much to the glassine because I like the look of that alcohol ink paper showing through there. And I glued that journaling card. Those are actually journaling cards, and a lot of times that's how I will use them. But for this entry, I just used it as my title for the top. And then I'm pulling out my alpha tiles. These are one of my favorite things to purchase with the kit, but I'm pulling out the alpha tiles because I want to indicate that this is day 11. I'm just going to put that on the bottom right corner here of this journaling card. And I always stick them to my hand first. I don't know why. It just makes it easier for me. And then use my tweezers to place them down. I'm not very nimble fingered, so I need those tweezers a lot. And then just going around, adding a little border with some pen. Sometimes when I feel like something just isn't quite looking finished, if I add a border, it just helps it, in my mind anyway. I don't know why, but anyway, here's some close-up shots, and I thank you for watching. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel and gave this a thumbs up. And until next time, bye-bye.